I was training more for like CrossFit competitions. To be honest, I got a bit lost because I'm doing actually this like CrossFit, a bit of everything for the last 11, 12 years. I was like, okay, I want to do something that I'm just can focus on training, but not focus on too many skills. Again, I can ski, I can row, I can do burpees, I can run. Like just something that I could go all out in and just make hours and hours, just train without thinking too much.
You come up with this format. How did it feel when the excitement is gone and you're like, shit, this is what I actually have to do?
I was totally wasted. I was already skiing for 2 hours and a half, and then it was in my mind like, what do I really need to do this again, all over, and then again 1,000 burpees, and then the running. There was a moment that I just like, I was skiing and I started crying and I was getting very emotional.
Barrier in what you did is not based on a skill. All that we need is an excuse or someone doing something a little bit stupid, and we have hundreds of people ready to go.
You need to be physical fit, but it's all here. What you think you can do is what you can, and don't think about what you still need to do or how it's gonna feel. You really need to stay in this moment. That's the only thing how you can finish this.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Inner Fight Podcast. My guest today is Gael Bosmans. Some of you might know Gael. He's the brother of our long-standing female coach, Carmen, here at Inner Fight. He's also the owner of District 10 CrossFit over in Belgium. Some of you may know him because a few months ago, you also participated in a challenge that he was doing over in Belgium named the Bosathlon, where Gael, on his own, completed 50K row, 1,000 burpees, 10K run, 100K bike, 1,000 burpees, 10K run, 50K ski, 1,000 burpees, and another 10K run to finish up. All his target was to finish in 24 hours. We got involved on a community level, and many of you completed a number of burpees, running, biking, skiing, rowing, to be there to support Gael, of which he was incredibly grateful. Today we chat all about why he actually took on this challenge, how it played out in reality, and of course, what do you do next when you've completed a challenge of such magnitude? This is episode number 930 of the Inner Fight Podcast. No matter where you are in the world, thanks a lot for tuning in. Let's get into today's show. Let's kick off. Gael, I think first, congratulations. You did something absolutely phenomenal. How do you feel now, a few months later?
Yeah, sometimes I don't really realize anymore what I did, and then if I think about it, okay, yeah, it was still crazy because now it's over, it's done. But yeah, sometimes I need to hold on 1 minute and then think about, yeah, okay, actually it's crazy if I think about it now again. So yeah, I feel kind of happy and proud of myself that I finished it. Yeah, that's it.
Take us back, mate. Where did the idea come from? Like, how did you come up with it?
Yeah, well, look, I was training more for like CrossFit competitions, and to be honest, I got a bit lost because I'm doing actually this like CrossFit, a bit of everything for the last 11, 12 years. So I got a bit lost in this, okay, again, training for this skill and always something to improve on this. And I was like, okay, I want to do something that I'm just can focus on training, but not focus on too many skills and this and setbacks. Oh, my lift didn't work. Like just, okay, I can ski, I can row, I can do burpees, I can run, so like just something that I could go all out in and just make hours and hours and just train without thinking too much about these little things. So then I was thinking, okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to do like an ultra running, or do I want to do another burpee challenge of 10,000 burpees? Because I did that once already. So I know. So I thought about what do I like? What can I do in the gym? because it was also not really, the weather was not super. So okay, I think okay, ski, row, bike, yeah, running, burpees, okay, perfect. And then I was like, okay, how am I gonna do this? And then it was like, oh, maybe I can row a marathon, and then I can do 1,000 burpees, and I can run, and then the marathon became 50K because it sounds better, and it was more round. Then, 100K on the bike. Okay, yes, double, and then 50K on the rower. Okay, let's do 1,000 burpees every time and do the running 10K. So it looked nice, and it looks like 50,000 10, 100,000 10, 50,000 10. It looked nice, so I decided to go for that.
When you put something like that together, like there's excitement, but then I think sometimes comes the reality, and it's like, holy shit, this is like, you understand, mate. You've done, like you said before, 10,000 burpees challenge, like every day 1,000 burpees. I remember you were in Dubai once when you were doing that, and so you understand the reality. How did it feel when you looked at it, when the excitement is gone and you're like, shit, this is what I actually have to do?
Yeah, well, I can tell you, I was confident all the time until the challenge, and even after the challenge, I didn't was like, oh, I don't know. I was always like confident, like, okay, I can do this, I can finish this. It's just something in my mind. I just need to keep going. Okay, it's gonna get shit. But okay, I'm gonna admit there were some moments that I thought like, fuck. Why didn't I do a marathon? Why was it 50? It's like 8K more. Like, okay, but no, okay, yeah. Actually, it excited me, and it made me more, like ready and more excited to train. Because I told everyone I will do this. I can't not do it.
Yeah.
So, this was a big motivation for me, and I think that's what was what I was looking for, like something to push myself a little bit more, something that not everyone gonna do or can do or want to do. Maybe better to say.
Yeah, maybe. It's very interesting what you said. I mean, you've had a CrossFit gym for now 7 years. You've been involved in CrossFit for a long time. Your sister is huge in CrossFit. We're all involved in CrossFit. But you said something super interesting, mate, about sometimes the frustration or lack of, I guess, progression and sometimes enjoyment in some of the skills in CrossFit. It's a very, do you see that with other people as well? And maybe talk a little bit more about that point, because I think it's super interesting.
I think like in CrossFit, if you really want to be competitive, it's like, okay, like 10 years ago, it was easy. I'm not going to tell you it was easy, but if you see now a level of competition, it's insane. Like the athletes that are there, they're like, they lift a 150K and they do a gymnastics like they are like a pro gymnast. They run like they like a good runner. Like it's insane. So that's maybe sometimes frustrating because I'm training for a long time. I'm not gonna tell I'm not on a good level, but to really get to that level and compete to some of these guys, it's like frustrating. And then, okay, I know not every skill, I can do all the skills, I can lift, I can do this, but to get better, you really need to focus on these stupid little things. And sometimes it gets frustrating, and that's when that's when it gets hard to hold on. I think I see this as well in the gym sometimes, but I'm trying to do this with the program. I write everything myself for the gym, so I try to do this a bit more like I always work like in kind of cycles that always change every 6 weeks. So there is every time another stimulus. So they keep like motivated. Sometimes it's more really based on like a strength or even a hypertrophy training cycle of 6 weeks. Then it's more 6 weeks, like more we're gonna focus on like skills and gymnastics and some weightlifting, and then again. So it's always a little bit different. Not really in the CrossFit.
Yeah, I think it's important as well, and we obviously talk about a lot. I'm sure you do the difference of CrossFit as a GPP program, general physical preparedness, as opposed to sort of like a CrossFit athlete. You said it, mate, and I've seen it a lot. I mean, I was, I guess, fortunate to compete in regionals 2011, 2012, 2013, and you know, if you can snatch 100, then you're number one.
Yeah.
Now, like you said, guys are snatching 130, 140. It's ridiculous. So maybe somewhere along the way we got lost between what actually CrossFit for the general population should look like and what CrossFit really looks like as a top level sport. Because I see what you're saying a lot with people, like, you know, and people will come and see the whiteboard or they look at the workout online before and it's snatch. Oh, I don't want to do snatch, you know. And then what happens? They don't go to the gym that day and they stay at home, and so we're not making them better.
No, exactly. And I think that's something that we do it. I with my experience through the years, I really changed my perspective of thinking about CrossFit. I like what CrossFit does. It's a bit of everything. You need to be prepared for everything. Varied everything, but I made a little bit of my own thing about it, because I think like for 80% of the members who come here, if it's every day a snatch, like 30 snatches and then this, like no one comes, or no one really has an advantage, or maybe yes, the 20%. But what makes my gym running is more the 80% than the 20%. Yeah. So I'm trying to make something for everyone, you know. Yeah. We have specialty classes twice a week for only lifts. So if you really want to focus more on Olympic weightlifting, you can also come to this. We have like in the programming one day that we focus more on Olympic weightlifting as well in the normal classes. But for the rest, we focus more on like, how can I tell you? Like it's more like a strength-based, accessory work-based, and after we can do a workout. Before you need to control your muscle, you need to do some tempo squats or some movements that you show that you can use your body on a good way. You know, before like throwing it to every way possible.
Yeah. No, it's super interesting. There's one saying in sport that, and especially in endurance, there comes a point where on a certain distance, maybe you can't go any faster. So then we kind of progress to something that is longer. So we go further. And this is kind of, it's similar to what we're saying here in CrossFit. We love CrossFit. Of course, if you and I could snatch 140 kilos without broken shoulders, we'd be super happy. But when that satisfaction, that happiness maybe stops, we start to look, and that's why I think what you did is a natural progression. Like I've watched you from afar and listened to what Carmen said about what you've done over the last 6 or 7 years. And it's almost like a natural progression where you're still pushing the boundaries of your body and your mind physically and mentally, and you're inspiring people, but just in a different way.
It's something that I like to do, and I think if you hold on the beliefs you had in the beginning, and you're not open to extend your mindset, then you get lost or you get broke.
Let's talk a little bit about mindset generally, because you have a strong mindset, you know, that when you were in Dubai just after or during COVID, you know, 1,000 burpees every day, like everyone's looking, okay, Carmen's a little bit crazy, but this brother of hers is you know, where did your mindset and this ability to do hard things, where did it start?
Well, I think, to be honest, my dad is working in constructions. From my 18 until my 22, before I actually started coaching and doing CrossFit, I was every day from waking up at 5 and coming home at 7:30 in the evening, and it was all day like. I'm making like a parking lot, like with stones, like all the day from the morning to the evening. So yeah, it gave me some strength, but it also gave me like mentally strong, mindset. I think like it made me more resilient against all the stupid things of the world, and if you want something, you can do it. I think so. By working in construction for 4 years, I think it really made my mind harder.
Can you remember the first time you did something like outside of that, maybe in a CrossFit setting or fitness setting? Can you remember when you did something and you thought, this is the hardest thing I've done? Maybe the first time you did
exactly. It was a marathon row.
Yeah.
I remember, really. I finished it, and it was just with one other friend of me in the gym. I was like in training for 3-4 years. I did this, and it was like, oh my God, what was this? I will never do this again. Like, and it was a 42K, and I was like, okay, I will never do this again. And then, after a while, I did it again. I did it again with you guys, actually, with COVID as well. A marathon and 1,000 burpees.
That's right.
In the middle of the night. So Carmen like, oh, but you don't have anything to do. Wake up at 3 a.m. the day before. And I was like, okay, let's go do it.
That's right, yeah.
I put the rower in the gym all alone in the middle of the night. And
I remember. That was crazy times.
Yeah. So that was also a fun thing.
Yeah. Do you enjoy rowing?
Not that much, but it's okay. It's okay. I think the rowing was the easiest part for me because it was the beginning of the challenge then. But rowing, I don't hate it. I like to ski more, but after the challenge, I don't anymore.
We'll come to that in a minute. Yeah. When you started doing these like harder challenges, so you start with a marathon row and then 1,000 burpees the first time, did you start to realize things in your life, like maybe in the work or running the gym or just life was different? Was it easier? Did your perspective on things change a lot?
In the years or what?
When you started doing physical challenges, so you learn mental fortitude, mental toughness when you're working for your dad. Then you start doing physical challenges. Do you ever think like, okay, when I'm doing this physical challenge, my life is becoming easier. I can deal with more shit. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, I see what you're saying. I think yes. I think it makes me more more calm. It gives me more how do you say? Like I'm more sure about myself, more insecure. Secure, sorry.
Security,
more secure. So it gives me energy, it gives me everything. But except like in general, yes, but after now it's been very down actually. So it's been 2 months ago and I've been like more in the beginning was like this after, and now then it goes there. Now I'm back there. Like it's, But in general, yes, it gives me more power, and I'm more sure about myself. And I think I can handle everything. Like for a while, because I've been really there, you know. Like,
do you think that's maybe like the natural? We have highs in life, and sometimes we have to go a little bit low as well to try and
get better.
To get better.
It's like a muscle actually, because a muscle tears and it grows better and it goes back. But Yeah, but it's a bit the sad thing about it because like I felt maybe it's weird because like after my challenge I was like in like ecstasy like for weeks. I was like
Yeah.
2 days after I was like, okay, I want to train again. I'm gonna bike a little bit. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. And it was like, oh wow, I feel super good. I'm not even sore. Um, yeah, yeah. And then like 1 month later, okay, still feeling good. 5 weeks later, okay. And then it was like for me like, oh fuck, I'm not feeling myself.
Really?
Yeah, I've been to Bali and I was really not like I was good, but didn't feel 100% myself until like now last week. I can say I feel myself again.
Wow. And that's
You
like
know,
2 months later, huh?
yeah, really
Wow.
like I felt good for 5 weeks and then I got like more like really I don't know what it was. Like I kept training, I kept doing whatever I do always, but I really didn't feel like myself. You know?
How do you, in that time, how do you start to climb out? Do you have any techniques or anything that you do to not stay in that low period?
The thing is that the only thing you can do is sometimes take some rest, but keep training. And I think sometimes it's difficult if you get in this low thing that you're like, oh, I'm gonna. You stop training or you start eating more shit and doing more bad things or going
Yeah,
out more, and then you only go more down and down and down and down.
yeah,
I really just try to remain like training on maybe a little bit lower level and
yeah,
try to live as healthy as possible. I didn't sleep well, but I tried to go to bed every time at the same time. So I really tried to get better, you know. But
yeah,
because I didn't really feel myself, and it's annoying, you know. You want to
yeah.
do this, but you don't like. You feel like grumpy, and if you have a gym, you know, you always need to smile. Even if
Yeah,
you are grumpy, you need to be the. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. How are you?
yeah,
Yeah, super. So yeah.
yeah. But it's a really good point, mate, because generally when we're in the slump, in the bottom of life, and it's not great, it's harder to go to the gym and it's harder to continue to eat well. But if you don't, then you're not feeding your body and you're not feeding your mind in a positive way. So you go deeper down into a bad place.
Yes, of
And
course.
it's like you say, just go to the gym, and sometimes just to be in the gym, just to move starts to pull you on to into a better
Yeah,
place, doesn't
exactly.
it? Yeah,
Drink a coffee, go to the gym, or go for a little run, even if it's 30 minutes. It makes you feel much better. Maybe
yeah,
it's just for an hour or 2 hours, but it
yeah.
gives you some dopamine and
It gives you exactly,
yeah,
and it's normally cheaper than shopping on Amazon or taking drugs, so it's quite
exactly.
it's
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
a good one.
Most of the times it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go back to the challenge a little bit, mate. You come up with this format. Tell us the format. You started with a row. Talk us through how the 24 hours and how did you structure it? Like, why did you think I can do this in 24 hours? That's something that because when I looked at it the first time, I was like, fuck, like that's
Yeah.
so tight.
Yeah, look, the 24 hours was really like a calculation of, okay, if I row like 210, 215, okay, that will take me this time. If I do 10 burpees every minute, this will take me 100 minutes. If I run like 6 a minute, I will do
Yeah.
1 hour. But yeah, after a while, I started thinking like, fuck, maybe this is gonna be very tight because I didn't calculate it well. Like sometimes like for example, the skiing, it was super hard because I really needed to take more breaks. My body was like completely empty. So yeah, the 24 hours was maybe not the smartest move, or because I calculated it like when I was should be fresh, you know,
Right.
the ski, the burpees, the 3,000 burpees. Like I calculated it always like 10 a minute. Okay, I can hold 10 burpees a minute. It's easy. But I couldn't hold it for the 2000s. I couldn't hold it for the 3000. And then you start losing time and time. But yeah.
How does that feel when you...
1,000 burpees. This time I calculated everything together and I was like, 24 hours, ish. So let's put 24 hours. It looks cool. I'm going to finish this in 24 hours.
Wow.
But then after a while, I start thinking maybe it's too tight. So fuck it. I'm not going to look at the timer anymore. I'm just going to finish it. And that was like,
So you start 50K row. And everything was exactly like you said, because you were fresh. So your time for the 50K row was what you expected, right?
3 hours, 47 minutes or something like that.
Right. Then you go, next was the first set of burpees.
Yes.
Look, everything smooth?
Was the plan was 10 a minute, but on this time it was like in the afternoon, it was super warm and there was no much oxygen. So I was sweating. I was really suffering much more than I was used to do some burpees. So this was the first 1,000 burpees and everyone thought like, oh my God, he's never going to make this if he's suffering like this now. And I really was suffering actually. But I came through and there were many people and they were like, okay, come on. And I was like really sweating my ass off. Like I was completely wet all the time, wet towels in my neck just to keep on going. But I finished it. I think not much. I didn't lose that much, but maybe 10 minutes or something. Then I was the running. We were with 30, 40 people of my gym. We were like, okay, let's go run 10K, fun. But I also run a little bit slower because the thing was my heart rate was going very high with the burpees, and I didn't want to really keep going in a high heart rate. I really wanted to lower it for the running. So I think he run 6:15, 6:10, 6:15 for the 10K. So it was chill. But then the bike. Then it was starting to get night, and then it was super chill actually. It was 100K, and we decided, it was on a bike ride, we decided to just tape my feet on the pedals. Because I didn't have clicking shoes or something. Because then it makes it much harder for my legs because I can't pull. I only can push. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So we just, Carmen took tape and just my feet on the bike. So I didn't came off for 100K from the bike.
No way.
No, just keep pedaling.
Wow. How did your legs feel after that?
Fast because I finished in 3 hours something. I think.
That's nice.
So it was a good.
And then you go back to burpees. This must have been when it starts to become interesting, huh?
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
There were all day many people here, but then in the middle of the night I did a midnight workout. But this was around 2, 3 a.m., something like this. So there were some people. There was the physio who stayed with me. My boyfriend stayed with me. Carmen, half. So this was a harder part because it was more. There was less to see, less to do, and I just needed to get through this. But they helped me as well, and actually I also got through it. It was more fresh, so there was more oxygen. There was less pressure, so I just really took my time to do the burpees.
How does it feel, mate, when that scenario is the middle of the night, you're coming the second set of burpees, and it's not 50 or 100 burpees, it's 1,000 times down and back up. What was happening in your mind?
The only thing, if once I start, I had my moments. I start thinking okay, oh my God, 500 more. But this is really the worst thing you can do. It's really the only thing you need to do is focus on each minute. I put on a timer every minute on a minute, and sometimes I put it on 75 seconds a minute, every 75 seconds. I do this amount of burpees. But if you start thinking further and further, it's impossible. You really need to stay in this moment, and that's the only thing how you can finish this. Because if your mind got lost and start thinking too far ahead, and it's a matter of time if you give up. Because it's not like you say, it's not 50, it's not 100, but it's 10 times 100. So it really takes a while. It's a long journey of going up and down as well, because like you can't really eat or you just puke it, like it's also so difficult to fuel yourself, because like you go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, your wrist starts hurting. It's just like a really like a focus point on the moment.
That's cool. That's cool. So then after the burpees, you ran again?
Yeah, but that is actually the funny part. So there was no one anymore. And only Carmen just woke up from her beauty sleep, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I will run with you." And okay, so we start running. It was actually 2 loops of 5K, and it was like 5K, and Carmen, "Oh no, can you run the other one alone?" And I was like, okay, yeah. I'm not good for running, and my legs hurt a bit. Okay, I will do it alone. So I was running at night, alone, after like already like working out for 15 hours or something.
She's a bad person, huh?
So I did it, and actually it also helped me to clear my mind. Like it was like just a sunrise, like everything, like the sun was coming up, we were running it, the temperature was perfect. I was like, okay, it's just like a little sprint now.
Yeah.
So I came home, ice bath, and then it was a ski.
This must have been, because it's interesting. The row, you're sitting down, then you work, obviously, I mean, you work hard anyway, but then the bike, you're kind of sitting, you just have to pedal, and it kind of goes. But now it's really the business. I mean, you said you like ski, but it's flipping hard, right? And especially the movement after you've already done 2,000 burpees, up and down, hip flexors are, I can't imagine. Your lower back is completely fried. Now, I see people trying to avoid the ski during a normal CrossFit class, never mind to go and do what you did on it, So this must have been something, just a unique feeling when you started on the ski.
The start, I was super motivated. I was feeling super fresh, actually, like freshish. Like after the run, really, I took an ice bath, I took a shower, I put other clothes. I was like, it was morning. People were coming in the gym. Okay, I was like very motivated to start. But the skiing was, because of my body was kind of sore already, I couldn't really pull the speed I wanted, or like the wattage I wanted to use. So it's also going very slow. And it's 50K on ski. It's like, like if you row, you are sitting, you can also easier hold a good pace.
Yes.
But on the ski, once you stop, it stops, and the pace on the skier is not the same. Like you need to pull harder. In my opinion, you need to go harder on the ski to remain the same speed than on the rower, for example.
Yeah.
But 10K, okay. I was like, okay, every 5K, I'm gonna rest like 1 to 2 minutes, drink something, eat something small. But okay, after 15K, okay, 25, 20K, 25, and then it was like, I was totally wasted. I was already skiing for 2 hours and a half, and then it was in my mind like, what do I really need to do this again, all over, and then again 1,000 burpees, and then the running was not that bad. Like, I mean, it was in my mind, like I told you before with the burpees, you need to think in the moment, and I was so drained, I couldn't think anymore in the moment.
Yeah.
I was in my mind for the last 20 hours on myself, like, okay, I need to go, I need to do this, I need to do this. There was a moment that I just like, I was skiing and I started crying and like I was getting very emotional. Like I couldn't stop crying. I was like crying and I was skiing and that was for a moment I needed to take some minutes off and I'm like, okay, come on, you can do it. I really try to motivate myself, other people, helping me, like, come on, you can do this, you can't stop now. You got so far. Like, I mean, okay, let's do it again. And then really, like, also the last 5K was like it was really like the worst thing ever. Really.
That's crazy. And then you still, and this is where it gets crazy, mate, because you obviously have the skill to say, okay, 1 rep at a time or 1 minute at a time. But you said it there, your mind is already going, when I finish this, I still have 1,000 burpees. The run,
Yeah.
okay, I can walk it, it's okay. You know, but you still have this work. So what was the feeling after you've had all of this emotion as well during the ski? What was the feeling to start when you started for another 1,000 burpees?
The good thing I could do is even after the ski, even after the burpees, after everything, that I could like see all the challenge, all the workout in parts. So every time it was like, oh yes, I did this part.
Right.
Next part is a fresh start, you know. So after all, this was nice, and I started the burpees also kind of motivated. But that doesn't took that long. Like really, also these last burpees were shit as well. No, but I think it's really like you should know. I think from doing these ultra things, it's really like you need to be physical fit, but it's all here in between your eyes and your ears. It's it's how you think, what you can, what you think you can do is what you can, and don't wander your mind to somewhere else. Okay, you can wander away a bit, but don't think about what you still need to do or how it's gonna feel or things like this. It's
That's very true. There was a point during the burpees where I remember watching, and we were watching the time, and I was like, actually, he can finish this within the 24 hours. Still during the burpees, I was thinking you could do it in 24 hours. But then there was a point where it was like, okay, now he can't finish in 24 hours. How did, like, when you realized that you would not finish the challenge in the 24 hours, what happened then in your mind?
Yeah, look, I'm gonna be honest, I realized it earlier.
Oh, wow.
The last burpees. Yeah, I realized it earlier, and I was also like, okay, I need to put this out of my mind, because if I'm gonna take this with me, it's only a challenge more. Like, so I really made up for myself even before I started. Okay, if I can finish it 24 hours, don't let it go in my mind, and just make sure just finish it. You know, it's always better to finish, even if it's in 26 hours, because who said it needs to be done in 24 hours? It was
So
me.
true.
So,
Yeah.
like, I mean, there is no rule. It needs to be finished in 24 hours. Yeah, no, it's finished this challenge, and it's something that no one's gonna take away from me. If I don't finish it, even if it's outside the 24 hours, then it's nothing. No one will talk ever again about it.
So it was always in your mind, and always basically 100%, I will finish. If I can make it in 24 hours, that's awesome. But if I don't, I'm still going to finish.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah, to be honest, this was really something before I started. Not the few days before, but the day before, yes, I was like, okay, I really need to get this in my mind. Like, okay, if it doesn't work out, just keep going and try to finish it, and not, if it's not in the 24 hour, it is like it is, you know. Like I told you, I decided to do this in 24 hours, but yeah, look, so it's better to.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. The last run, it must have been a weird run, because it's like everything is done. It's a run, it's a walk, it's a small jog, small walk, whatever. There must have, I imagine in my mind, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I feel that run would have been like a victory lap. But still you had the work to do. So I don't know, maybe the experience was different, but how was the last run?
Yeah, look, so I finished the burpees, then I got like a little massage from the physio before my legs were also fried. So then we were here like really with like again 40, 50 people who were waiting here to go run with me. It was 30 degrees, it was super hot. So okay, that's the last run. We made a lot of fun actually. We didn't run
Yeah.
super fast, but yeah, we made a lot of fun. We were laughing. I was excited as well, but I was excited, but not like I was still like tired, excited. Like
Sure.
I was not fresh anymore. But yeah, it was like a victory lap actually. If I think about it now, I would have enjoyed it more, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, my mind was already so long in everywhere, so it's difficult to really enjoy the moment, I think, because you're also
Yeah.
suffering on a kind of way. But after, if I think about it now, I should have enjoyed it more, because this was the victory lap that you told,
Yeah.
like you said. As well as I finished, there were like still also many people like waiting. They made like with toilet paper like a line to cross. So
Amazing.
that was super nice. Yeah.
It's it's
Yeah.
very.
If I think about it.
I think that's one of the things that I hear often, and that's what we always try and encourage people to do when we're coaching people for ultra, for endurance, is like, don't forget to enjoy these parts,
Yeah.
because they're pretty special. Like, you've done something, you said it, the time was irrelevant. Like, who cares? It's not. But these moments are so unique. You had 40, 50 people there. I mean, it was hot, like it's not normally hot that time of year in Belgium as
Yeah,
well, right?
exactly.
All of these unique things, and to be able to just stop or be present and say, fuck, this is cool. Like, this is why I train.
Yeah. It's exactly. If I could give one tip to anyone who are doing like something stupid or crazy, then really like to enjoy it, like. But I think I really did enjoy it. Yeah, enjoying it. It's a small border, but like no, like for me, the only thing I was like, okay, the end, the finish, I could have more enjoyed. I was like more like I was
Yeah.
happy, I was satisfied, but I was more like in a zone like this, like okay, I'm gonna go to bed. Like
That's amazing. You also, whilst doing this, you were doing it for a charity or to raise awareness. Tell us a little bit about that.
yeah, so it's I don't know if you ever heard about it, like Mark Hermans, it's a triathlete
Yes.
who got an accident on a training camp, I think in Gran Canaria or something on Lanzarote, somewhere. So he was paralyzed. He started up like more like a charity to walk again is the name. So they do like help like sporters or like not sporters to walk again, like the name says themselves. So they provide like help for people to start to learn to walk again actually. For me, this was something I was like, okay, I need to connect something like a good charity on it. It's nice. Why not? And people,
Yeah.
why not? So I was thinking, what is the closest for me? I always did motocross, and maybe it's stupid to say, but I know many people like motocrossers because
Yeah.
it's a kind of dangerous extreme sport. So that's why I think, okay, this is like something that it's more close to me. So I contacted them. They were like super happy. Okay, yeah, for sure, you can do this. My goal was to raise €5,000. After all, I got €6,000.
Wow.
So I got like more than 220 donations from people.
Wow.
So it was nice. They were
very
very
cool.
happy. They came here as well with a demo with a girl who was walking in a robot
Yep.
suit.
It's nice.
So yeah, that was also like a nice satisfaction. I need to go there next week for like a ceremony, like a little
Nice.
thank you.
Yeah, you did something
Yeah, they
amazing for
invited
them,
me.
mate. It's really.
Yeah.
I mean, you did something amazing for our community as well. You know, we had guys going for, I think we did a little bit less than 24 hours, mate, but they did it. And I mean, all through the night, and we were having a barbecue outside at the same time. So you gave us something, and
exactly.
it shows.
Thank you for organizing as well. It was super nice knowing like all the messages and 1,000 Instagram messages from Dubai. Like tagged you in this, tagged you. It was a day job to read everything.
I can imagine.
No, it felt very nice to see as well that other people from far away, like still also like supporting. You know, like.
I think it shows what you were saying before, like when there's a purpose, when there's an opportunity to test ourselves in a certain way, that's not the barrier in what you did is not based on a skill. There's not, with the greatest respect, there's not much skill in what you did. And you said it, you know, so when we remove the barrier to push ourselves, then people, they open up. I mean, we've seen this in our community a lot. I'm sure you've seen it in your community as well. And I always say all that we need is an excuse or someone doing something a little bit stupid, and we have hundreds of people that are they're ready to go.
But that's the thing I told you before also, like it's a low skill thing. It's a no brainer, you know, like it's train and try to hold on. And I know I'm physical, I'm fit enough, but I also prepared. I think I prepared like 3 months for it. So, but yeah, it was a challenge, but I can tell you I'm very happy that I did it. I look at it regularly back because it goes away. You know, you did it and it goes away. You know,
life goes on, right?
But sometimes you just need to look back and like, okay, cool, fuck it, this was nice. And give yourself the credit again and again and again, you know.
I think so. I think that's one of the important things as well, mate. You're right. Life moves fast and people are always doing stuff, but it was just 2 months ago. And even in 5 years, it's only 5 years ago. You should always look back and go, fuck, you did something amazing for yourself, amazing for the charity, amazing for your community, amazing for our community as well. And you created, and that's why I guess we're excited for something else coming as well. I don't know what might come, but I'm sure you'll bring something.
I know. No, I have some very nice plans to organize it in a competition setting. But not the ultra. So it's going to be a slightly smaller workout. It's like more a marathon time.
Nice.
To organize this in a setting as well for more a competition thing. But it's like more the low skill, just go hard.
That's amazing. No, mate, I'm super grateful for what you did, and I'm also super grateful to take the time to tell us about it. I think there's so many beautiful things, so many great learnings for everyone, and it's inspiring. Honestly, man, it's cool. It's disappointing that your sister was so shit and didn't run the.
No, but I also for the running she was shit. But no, I'm also grateful that she was here and that she helped me on her way. You know, Carmen is. On her way. It was on her way. So she was like, okay, I'm going to write down everything you eat. Yeah, that was for the first 2 hours. And
then out the window.
It will go like this as well. But no, it's okay.
Amazing. Good. Gael, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. Thank you for, as I said, for giving us a reason to stay up through the night, 24 hours. And again,
it was a pleasure.
Congratulations.
Just one thing. I'm a bit lost, so I don't know any new challenge. So if anyone can come up with another challenge, you can always send me, and let's see what I can do.
We should, we should put what do the listeners, what do they want you to do? That's
exactly.
What do we say? We always say, be careful what you wish for, because maybe you're going to get it.
Yeah, let's go.
We'll see.
But make sure it's harder than the first one. Like,
man, you're an absolute
should
legend.
be a challenge. I wrote for the challenge.
Easy peasy. Thank you so much, mate. I really
Yeah, thank you, Marcus.
appreciate it.
Bye.
It's a nice conversation.